So this is something we've got to talk about for Marvel Rivals, which is very important. I'm a partner for the game, and I think that a healthy discussion around this topic is pretty important. So a few weeks ago, I made a video talking about doing this in Marvel Rivals can get you banned, and it was pretty much just the usage of modding and how it can break terms of service, which I've confirmed with the actual people behind the game and, people in the Discord as well. And I was also told, like in the comments, that some people were actually getting banned that were using mods. Well, now it turns out that Marvel Rivals' latest update quietly ended the game's mod scene, which is understandable, right? Now, if you know anything about my channel, you know that I covered an absolute ton of Marvel's Spider-Man mods. And there's a difference between single-player game mods versus multiplayer game mods. No matter what multiplayer game you play, modding that game risks you getting banned, right? And it does bring issues in itself. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about why it's okay and why Marvel Rivals actually had to kind of nip this in the bud before it got out of control, okay? So first of all, we're just going to talk about, mods being disabled. Obviously, it's a PC Maker article here. So first reported by IGN, it appears that Marvel Rivals Season 1 update has disabled mods in the game. Until now, there's actually surprisingly a huge scene of modders creating skins and other cosmetic additions for the game. Users in the Marvel Rivals Discord have said that the update has introduced asset hash checking to prevent client-side modification of the game's files, and there was no mention of this change in the Season 1 patch notes. That's probably because NetEase never saw modding as a legitimate player behavior. Modding is verboten according to the game's terms of use, and NetEase told IGN that players who mod their Marvel Rivals installations risk being banned, which is exactly what I said in my video, and people were very upset at me. And I completely understand why people are upset, because who doesn't love modding their games and having their favorite skins? But you gotta understand, with Marvel Rivals, this is a free-to-play game. The only monetization that is in the game right now is through the Battle Pass and through the purchase of skins. And if you're able to just freely mod anything in the game you want, then it just loses their money, right? And this is a great game, and I really want to see it succeed. So I'm on the side of, I'd rather just play this game and support it by purchasing skins that I really like, and the Battle Pass, which there's no fear of missing out, by the way. You can complete any Battle Pass in whatever season you want. You will always have that option. So I'm completely fine with mods not being a thing for this game, right? I really want to support it. This is one of the best multiplayer games that I've seen in a long time, and it's currently my favorite game to play, right? So Del Walker over on X has posted a sort of thread about why these mods have been disabled, right? Which I kind of want to go over because a lot of these things make sense. So after working on multiple live service games, these are the reasons I was told mods must unfortunately be banned. Now all of this might not align with NetEase when it comes to why the games are banned or the mods are banned, but it could make sense, right? So number one, exploits. Some mods can make an enemy easier to see. Imagine all your foes are glowing or something, or make you harder to see. You can destroy the game balance easily with visual mods, which makes sense. There have been certain mods that change the size of a character in the game, and that can obviously break things and make it easier to see different characters. And even though it's client side, it can still mess with servers, right? It can still mess with just things in the game in general, right? Because it's not meant to be a thing, right? Number two, server strain, and that's pretty much what I just said. Mods that aren't optimized can sometimes do some weird stuff that can cause a strain to the server. Even if the mod is client-side only, odd stuff can sometimes happen when the server is double-checking things, right? So that's a thing that can happen, and for Marvel Rivals and NetEase, main thing is you want the game servers to be as stable as possible. You want the game to not crash, and mods can also cause crashes as well. And obviously, you got to protect, the game's integrity. You got to protect, and say, and you do got to put your foot down at some point, right? Like you do. Like for Marvel Spider-Man, mods are completely okay. It's a single player game. It doesn't affect anything. There's no, exploits or anything like that affects other players, right? Because this game does have ranks and, even quick play and stuff. You're playing against other people. So it's completely understandable. So brand. The artistic vision and brand consistency is doomed to get diluted the longer you allow people to warp how a game is perceived. So that's exactly why they just had to nip this in the bud, right? Like, because it was season 0, so just kind of testing the waters, seeing what people would do, and then mods kind of went crazy, which did lead to a lot of memes, but, you don't want your game to be perceived like that, like people can really like mod and change things as they want, right? Legal. Lots of mods can infringe on copyrighted designs or assets. It's basically an ocean of litigation waiting to jump you the longer that stuff stays up, which makes sense. Multiverses, banned mods, and that was understandable. But here it's also understandable that mods are banned just for this very reason, because then, like, let's say you have like a character from Nintendo or something. Nintendo will come after you, and it doesn't matter what game it is, they will make you remove it. So getting rid of mods gets rid of this whole thing of like stress and legal complications and issues. And then this is the most important thing as to why there's no mods, is skin marketplace. The most important reason is that skin sales will drop if you have free mods as an option. For this game, these mods are skins. So if they let mods be a thing, you'd just be getting free skins. Like you could just get whatever you really wanted. They could even take the paid skins and replace it over the free ones. So even though it's only you seeing it, you're still getting that. So they're not about to let you mess with their income, and I completely understand that. Like, this is completely understandable. Then you also have Friendly Fire, the nightmare of a fan mod releasing an identical skin the studio planned for a future season. Like, there's a lot that can, be like people do want to dispute or whatever, but the number one reason there probably is no mods is because literally, like, it's just free skins, right? So why let that happen? So I personally agree with the decision to remove skins. It causes stability issues, it can cause crashes. It's literally like free skins, man. Like, so mods have to be gone, and it was going to happen anyways regardless. You don't want to risk a ban or anything like that either, especially if you really enjoy the game, right? For me personally, this game, Marvel Rivals, is a free game, right? And because it's such a good game with like just such a fun gameplay loop, really fun characters, and obviously it being a Marvel IP, it did pop off like crazy. But the thing is, right, the devs here have been putting in such crazy amounts of work when it comes to the animations, for the MVP animations, character skins, map design, like, everything has been wonderful, like the voice acting as well. And, devs rely on revenue from all these cosmetics to pay for servers, their employees, and to make money. Now, I do understand, yes, NetEase and Marvel are both like giant companies who can't afford to pay their employees, right? But the success is very, very important here. And, it would keep these employees, paid for a long time. The longer the game stays successful and the more money it makes, the more those employees and people that are working really hard behind the scenes, like the voice actors, people that do the animations, people that create the models, everything like that, they could get paid, right? And that's wonderful. So for me personally, with these skins, right, I'd rather just see a wonderful skin with an amazing MVP animation, and I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna support that. I think that is very, very important, and I can completely understand why people would be upset about, mods being removed. But at the end of the day, it's a multiplayer game. It's got crossplay. It can cause stability issues. It makes, the game lose money if mods are there, because, like I said, it's free skins. And at the end of the day, it was going to be gone regardless. So people got to enjoy their mods, but now that's gone, alright? And that's just kind of how it is, right? If you want a game to mod, you've got Marvel Spider-Man 2 coming out. You've got Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. You've got like a bunch of other games you can really mod as well. So you know, this is a multiplayer game at the end of the day, and I completely support that decision for it being removed. And again, I completely understand people being frustrated, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of how it goes, you know? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, drop a like and subscribe for more Marvel Rivals content and just Marvel in general. Have a wonderful day. Peace.